So let's go through a couple of scenarios. We've already talked about how fasting insulin, fasting glucose, and A1C are all part of the story, if you will. So let's say A1C is pre-diabetic. We'll call it 5.7 or 5.8. Actually, I can use myself as a scenario. We had talked about this after our last recording. The last year or so has been sitting between 5.6 and 5.8. The year before that, for a couple of years, I'd gone through a divorce, went through all this chronic stress that probably residual from that.
Yes.
My fasting insulin and fasting glucose are good, you know, where they're supposed to be. They're in range.
In range.
Our range, I'll put it. What's something like that look like?
For me, to really dive into that, I would get a CGM.
Okay.
Because I would want to know what meals are spiking you super high. Because if your insulin's working properly and you're insulin sensitive and your morning is waking at 80 to 90, then something is causing you to have super high spikes. So I would look at maybe getting a CGM. They're not super expensive. You can get them that are 14-day throwaways. I've done that many a times to kind of see. Sometimes I was waking up at 5 a.m. too early, like what's going on. And you'll find that there must be some meals that are spiking you super high because overall your metabolic machinery seems to be okay. Now, stress can cause that. It can also cause the inflammation from stress can cause insulin resistance. When you have good, you know you're insulin sensitive when your insulin is staying, say in that 4 to 6 range. So something else that you're eating is more likely probably driving that. So you're probably less likely to be a pre-diabetic than what that number is showing. It's more about dialing in your nutrition at that point to stop having those highs. Something is taking you maybe in the 200s. I know for me, if I just have egg whites and cream of rice and barely minimal fat, I'll spike into the 190s.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's going to impact that number.
That makes sense.
So something is that you're having your body doesn't love. Now that is extra oxidative stress and is stress to the body. So if you really want to dial it in that case, we don't really have any other levers to really necessarily pull. It's something with your nutrition. If we really want to dial it in, we would look at a CGM.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. One more scenario. So if our A1C is high, and let's say our insulin is also high, but our glucose is, quote, in range, what would something like that look like?
That's looking like insulin resistance.
Yeah.
So basically, let's say you have a 5.9 on your A1C, so you're in the pre-diabetic range, and let's say your insulin is 15, but your morning glucose is 82. So what's happening is that insulin is already starting to get to the point where your cells are not wanting to respond to it, so it has to push more out to do the same job. That extra push out is getting that into the cell, at least during a fasting state. But when you eat, it's not able to clear it fast, and you're spiking, and that A1C is capturing that. But when you don't eat for 10 hours, you're still able, because of that high push, to clear. But eventually that clearance won't even happen. Your glucose starts to go up because it's not able to really do what it's supposed to do. Now you're gonna have high fasted glucose. Your A1C is gonna go into the diabetes range, and now your insulin's in the 30s and 40s.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.